YouTube, welcome in. We're gonna watch whatever this video is. Because I got tired if I did a thing. I'm sorry, sir. I need more than you. So we're gonna watch this guy with his fruit ninja katana while I eat. Alright, enjoy. That one guy that cut me off in line today. God damn, you should key his car. In Minecraft, of course.
Have you ever seen an invisible sword? Well, I think I have. A few days ago, I saw this picture right here. That is an invisible sword. And now I want one. Just like that.
What accent is this? This is my first time watching him. I found him from another VTuber's reaction videos. What accent is this?
A sword that's not only invisible, but also indestructible. And sharp. A sword that's basically like a normal one. But that you can't see.
Ooh.
I'm gonna build one. Not sure how yet, I'm gonna have to figure it out. And then I'm gonna test
like
its sharpness
fiberglass?
and durability against increasingly harder targets. The first step was choosing the right material. And the first one that popped into my head, well, it was glass. Glass is transparent when it's cleaner than that. And you can make it pretty sharp by using a diamond stone like I did here. But even though there are some kinds of glass that can be more resistant than usual, and even indestructible, according to the companies that sell them.
Nah, bro, fuck the iPhone screens. As an iPhone user of like 10 years at this point, those screens are so fragile. BS, not anything they tell you about, oh, the screens will never crack. Nope. You drop it on your bed, full of fluffy pillows, it'll freaking shatter. Hate them. Hey, Sky, welcome. Hey, Kizu, good morning.
Glass is glass.
It's from
and
the
glass
States?
breaks.
Oh.
At least way too easily to make a katana out of it. But there is another material that not only is transparent, but it's 10 times more impact resistant than steel by weight. I'm talking about polycarbonate.
Panels?
It is generally used for riot shields, armored vehicles, safety glasses, and other indestructible items. And because of all that, it sounds like the perfect material for the job. But I kinda still wanna see for myself how hard it actually is. To find that out,
How hard is it, chat? How hard is it, chat? Out of 10, how hard is it, chat? I thought he was gonna use some sort of like see-through alloy, because those tend to be a little bit resistant, I guess. I guess corrosion's not a concern here. Bad Ray, no. He's really attractive. All right, down, Faye, down. Ah!
He's a good girl.
Polycarbonate is used in Nokia phones. The indestructible Nokia phones. Oh, okay. So this is a good choice. Okay, cool. Let's go.
Carrying out a small sample from the panel I'm planning to use for the katana. And the idea is to hit the polycarbonate as hard as I can with this unnecessarily big sledgehammer.
3, 2, 1.
And well, I'm not exactly sure what just happened. I only know that even though both sawhorses broke because of the impact, the polycarbonate panel is completely fine.
This thing has one scratch, but you can't even feel it. It's not even bended or anything. It's like insane.
And since polycarbonate is clearly resilient, meaning it can bend, like a lot, without breaking,
that's good.
It's
a sword
definitely my
needs to
best
be flexible.
option. So to make the katana, I got a big panel of polycarbonate.
How? Where do you go to find this stuff? I imagine it's quite expensive. What? Nokia used to make tanks? Huh? Wait, so Nokia phones are actual like tank phones? Oh, is that why they're so strong? It's cheap? Is it? Wait, why doesn't Apple just use this instead of their stupid fiberglass? I'm okay with this. This looks good. Huh. Do you disagree about his attractiveness? I think he's good looking, but I think he looks like a normal dude. But I appreciate, sir, what's your name? Mike Shake. Thank you so much for wearing shoes. thank you so much for taking the correct safety precautions, for wearing pants without your legs sticking on, just for wearing like full-length pants, full-length sleeves. I'm so proud of you, Mike. I'm so proud of you. He's not raised type because he's 3D. It's true. It's true. If you want to know what my perfect type is, I like, what's his name again? I like Karhan from that manhwa I told you about. I raised my fiance with money. I like that one. I like him. It's so cute. He's so cute. I like cute.
2 meters by 0.5 and 12 millimeters or 0.47 inches thick, which is also the maximum thickness I could find for this material. And this is gonna be the invisible and indestructible body of the sword. Now, to cut the right shape out of the panel, I'm gonna use tape. What I mean is that tape should make it easier to draw the consistent curve of the katana on the panel, and then I can use that as a reference for the actual cut. And after outlining the tip, the edge, and completing the handle, I can start to see the final shape of the sword. There's just one thing to point out. I involuntarily made this thing big.
Point out.
Like way too big. It's basically twice as large as a normal katana. And I'm not sure if I should be excited because the katana is massive and it's gonna be powerful, or worried because the katana is massive and I might not be able to even lift it. But after making...
Yo, he's on his anime protag moment. Risley or Clive? Okay, if that's a real question, realistically, I wouldn't date either of them. Not that they would ever date me, but I'm just saying, I would not date Clive or Risley. They're not husband material. They're one-night stand material.
Making a few scientific tests, I realized that because polycarbonate is so much lighter than steel, it shouldn't be a problem to swing the sword, even if it's that big. And so, I'm not worried anymore. I'm just really excited instead. Then I use a jigsaw to cut out a smaller perimeter around the sword, so that it's gonna be easier to work with it in the next step. And after doing that, it became even more noticeable how big this thing is gonna be. Now the next step is to crop the actual shape of the sword out of the panel. And to do that, I'm gonna use a bandsaw. Then after cutting the shape, I can remove the protective film, and I'm gonna be able to see if the sword actually looks invisible. The problem is that bandsaws don't look too friendly. And most importantly, I don't exactly know how to use one. So I got pretty...
Okay, we had a like woodworking class in school, and you had to take it as an elective. Even though they said it was elective, you had to take it. That machine terrified me. I never actually used one, because every time I had to use it, I would ask somebody else to do it for me. God damn, that thing's terrifying. Don't like machines. My type is those two. Okay, no. Okay, look, they're very attractive dudes, but my ideal type, you can write this down, is 2D men. Yeah, you already failed. And ones that are like really, really big, but they're really like big, fluffy cinnamon buns inside. They're, the ones that look scary on the outside, but it's actually really, really nice and cute. Yeah. Anyways.
Pretty nervous.
I only cut one part. I forgot to film.
Oh, it's okay.
I cut it really bad.
It's okay.
You see?
The good thing is that I need to follow the interior line, this part inside here.
So my terrible cut wasn't actually a big deal, for now. Then I cut the extra material out of the other side of the katana. And like that, I was getting closer.
Oh, that was so smooth.
Now comes the hardest part. I need to follow these lines here and be precise.
Now this is definitely scarier. And I don't mind my fingers being close to a deadly saw, but making a mistake here means removing material out of the final katana, and potentially having to start from zero. Luckily though, I was getting the hang of it. And after removing the extra material from the handle, I'm fixing the final details on the belt grinder, as you can clearly see here. Anyways, like that, the first step to make the sword is complete.
Nice.
I'm also happy to see the weight of the katana. It's not a problem at all. It's not too light, not too heavy, and the katana is not bending on itself.
Isn't that... Yo, just a little bit longer and it'll be as big as Ichigo's sword in terms of length. What, like male wives? What are male wives? I know what fanboys mean, but what's a male wife? Like a wife but male, but what does that mean? What about short kings? Love them. Adorable. Cute, cute. We stand short kings. Ray hates short people. No! I love all people. All people. A house husband? No, I don't want a house husband. I just like dudes that are really freaking like sensitive and like cute, you know? Yeah. If you want to be a house husband, fine. But I kind of don't want to because I don't want to work. I think I've girl bossed way too much. I'm ready to be a trophy wife, you know, drinking my silly green juice, running my silly little side business, going to my silly little yoga classes with my girls, and then brunch at 10 a.m. Yeah, sounds good to me.
Which means I'm definitely on the right track. And now, a few seconds of silence while I remove the plastic wrap.
Oh, that's so satisfying. Oh, that's so satisfying. Oh, that's beautiful.
Now, the sword looks pretty invisible already,
just nutted.
but inside the shop the effect is actually weaker because of the lights.
Like in real life, like this, it's completely transparent for me.
Wait,
What if I do this?
and that was already more like it. Or less like it. But outside, it gets even better. Bear in mind, you can still see the edges because there is no blade, and the spine is not
some angles
polished.
you really
So it
can't
might
see
be
it.
that the katana also looks darker because the edges block the light. But when the edges are perfectly
once you
perpendicular to the
sharpen
camera,
them.
this thing looks fake. The effect is even stronger when there is light behind it. And I'm very excited to see what this katana is gonna look like when it's done.
I'm gonna get this.
Okay, side note, chat. I really like his happiness. It's like so palpable. He's just so excited. I love it. So cute. So cute. It's like wonderful to see people doing like something they're passionate about, and when it's achieved, they're just so freaking happy it happened. Cute, cute, cute. Flashbanged us with that? Did he? Did he? I've worked too hard. I want a black cat or goth girl to work, and I'll clean the house. Well, if you're looking for a goth, where is it, chat? Which one was it? Oh, what? Oh no! Oh no! Oh dear! Oh dear! I think we were like right here. Where's the goth redeem?
Shape of the katana. Then I made a new, shorter bevel on the belt grinder. And even though this took a while,
Sorry, I
their
think we
sword
skipped a
would be
little.
invisible,
Okay, here we go.
and only a small part of it would create distortions. So, to confirm the theory, I tried making a small sample with this new concept, and it turned out honestly great.
Let's make another sword.
So, I drew a new sword, cut it out of the panel with a bandsaw, flattened the edges, and like that, had the new raw shape of the katana. Then, I made a new, shorter bevel on the belt grinder. And even though this took a while,
Stresses
like
me out
a
that he's not wearing gloves.
long while, the new edge came out so much better than the old one. So after polishing it, and polishing the spine of the blade, and turning my hand into a tomato, after one day of work, the final blade is ready. You can obviously still see the bevel, and the bevel still distorts what's behind it. But besides that, now the entire blade is completely transparent. For
Quite good.
comparison, this is how version 1 of the katana looked, and this is how it looks now. I really like this, and the more I look at this thing, the more I can't wait to test it. The katana is also pretty sharp now, and I know that because I randomly hit the dummy's head with the blade, and this happened. So yeah,
Ooh.
it cuts. At this point, to complete the katana, I gotta make the handle and the guard. Katana guards are pieces of art. They're often handmade and they just look awesome. But I'm a minimalist, so mine is just transparent.
I actually tried to do something fancier, but I ended up right away with a chubby Pac-Man.
And then it took me one day to make this hole, but at least it fits nicely on the katana. And at this point, I only got the handle left.
So my initial plan was to use the acrylic block and then carve a handle out of it. But besides that taking a lot of time, I fear it would probably not come out as transparent as I wanted. Because following the plan, I need to make a hole into the block and then fit the handle into it.
The other problem with this is like, how do you make this handle comfortable? Right? He wants a completely transparent sword, but how do you... Because usually swords have little wraps around the handle so you can grip better. Is that not a concern here? Or is he only concerned with making like the most transparent blade ever? Interesting. Authentic passion and joy is psychologically one of the most attractive things to humans. I believe it. I love it. I love it when you see people like genuinely happy that they achieved something. It's wonderful. So you'll need to smooth it out, which will probably take days. Okay, let's see if he does. Let's see if he actually goes the extra mile. Who needs comfort? We need sharpness. We need to cut our own hands when we handle this sword. Transparency, who asked my dad? What's transparent? God damn. Your dad never left. He was just transparent.
And the problem with hose is that they are really hard to polish.
Moreover, I only need to add just a few extra centimeters on the thickness of the handle. So why can't I just glue extra polycarbonate to it and then shape everything as a handle? Well, I tried on a smaller sample first, using super glue, and it honestly worked perfectly. It's actually really strong.
I hit it here and it didn't move.
So I cut 2 pieces of polycarbonate with the same dimensions of the handle. And after placing an entire super glue bottle on each side of the handle, I glued the 2 pieces to it. Now I need to smooth the edges and also reduce the thickness of the block in order to get the shape of the final handle. And I'm saying this just because there is no way for you to tell, but I got a big smile under the mask there. Mainly because after grinding for 30 minutes, I was really happy about how the handle was turning out.
It's why it's not dandruff.
Besides that, the tape I put on the guard to protect it didn't protect the guard at all,
actually smoothed
but it
it.
created a sort of pattern that somehow reminds me of anime stuff, so I think I'm gonna keep it this way. And since the handle already feels pretty good in my hands, I simply finished it by polishing it, as I previously did with the body of the sword. And even though it was completely random, the glue created a unique effect on the handle. It kinda looks like ice. Anyways, with this, the katana is finally completed. And honestly, I don't think it looks cool. I think it just looks like I'm about to start my own anime revenge arc when I'm holding this thing.
Bro just thinks he's in an anime. Bro just wants to be a pro tag. This looks more like cosplaying than wait, what am I trying to say? This right now looks more like cosplay than like an actual dangerous sword. Oh my goodness. Oh, is there ads right now? I'll wait. Hey Atlas, welcome. How are you doing? It's still really cool. Yeah. The fact that he made this himself. I wish I could do DIY stuff. It's like super, super cool. Hello, Atlee. How are you? Holy. Oh, are you back from ads? Ad in progress. 5 seconds. Okay. Experimenting, yeah. I wish like I had more time, chat. I wish I had like never-ending time and I can try everything I ever wanted to do. Carpentry is good too. Go back to the other outfit. I'm not that strong. All right, both hands above the keyboard right now, chat. Both hands where I can see them. Thank you. Just an average idiot. Hey, idiot. Welcome in. How are you? Wow, never mind. Oh, damn. It's the hips. I like big butts and I can't not lie. The other brothers cannot deny when someone walks by. Hey, idiot. What do I call you? Average? Idiot? Just? underscore. Any of those above. All right, ready? Yeah, both hands above, please. Excuse me.
I absolutely love it. Of course, you can still see the edge, but everything else is basically transparent, especially when there is ground or objects behind it. And now, I wanna test it though. I wanna find out if this actually works like a sword. I wanna see how well it can cut and how powerful it is. To find that out, I got a bunch of targets.
Let's
from
go.
soft to hard. Pineapple.
A brick is a
watermelon,
10
and
out of
pumpkin
10.
targets. From
Look,
soft
a brick is a 10 out of 10. That's the hardest thing he could find. Damn, okay. Are bricks that hard? I thought they break. At least in the Last of Us, when you see it throw it, it breaks into half. Hi, Rampy. How are you doing? Hey, Kamaboko, welcome in. How are you guys? When a girl walks by with an itty bitty waist, what? And a round thing in your face, you get. Is that the lyrics? Oh, wow. However you want. Okay, I call you idiot, because I think it's cute. Hey, Robode, welcome in. How you doing? Brittle as hell? Oh, okay. Yeah, clearly I've handled the bricks. Clearly. And so you okay, Rampy? Or watching this as I eat?
to hard. Pineapple, watermelon and pumpkin, a wooden plank, a ballistic dummy,
Oh, what?
and then a brick.
Why you
the
gotta
plan
bust?
is to try to cut all these and see what happens to the sword. Pineapple is first. Hardness, 1 out of 10.
A normal sword will easily cut this, but I'm not even sure if my katana can actually cut. Let's find out.
And well,
You'll
it
chop
didn't take
it.
me much to realize.
Hack it.
3, 2, 1.
That it really does cut.
It feels like
Hi.
a kind of
Well, it cuts
chopped.
though.
And well, I'm really happy about that. What I didn't know is that my happiness wasn't gonna last long though, because on the next attempt, the second worst thing that could possibly happen happened.
No, I wasn't expecting this at all.
His sword said, yeet! His sword said, I'm out, bro. I'm only good for one-time use. Even when it was cutting the stem of that pineapple, it felt more like it was just hacking it off with sheer force and impact, less like it was slicing through it. Unbreakable my ass. You gotta do some, what is it called? Clickbait title so people will click on it. Yeah, cutting techniques. Yeah. I've seen masters cut with a blunt sword through, like, you know, the Japanese straw or like wooden dolls. And it's like a clean cut, like right down, what is it? Oblique? Like right down the side, it's clean. And anybody else in the same video who are not masters using that same sword, it just hacks it off. Sword art is a form. Like being able to use sword is an art form that I think is mostly lost to the times now, which is very sad.
At all. Like, at all.
It's okay, dude.
The
Oh,
sword
it's okay.
snapped
Oh,
right after the handle.
oh.
And then I stood literally 5 minutes like this, trying to figure out why? How was this possible? Polycarbonate is basically unbreakable. Then why did this happen?
The blade itself is absolutely fine though. It doesn't even have a scratch.
And then it clicked. The reason why polycarbonate is so resistant is because it can bend a lot and absorb the impacts. And my theory is that by gluing extra material on the handle, I just made it way more rigid than the blade, effectively removing its ability to bend.
Oh, that makes sense.
So who says I need a handle?
If my theory is right, the sword without the handle would be basically impossible to break.
I'm gonna use it this way, and if it works, and if it's strong, then I'm gonna remove the sharpness here. But if it
gonna
works,
cut his
I mean, it's
hand.
perfect.
So, watermelon is next.
Man.
Hardness, 3 out of 10. I'm temporarily using a cloth as a handle
Okay,
to not
well,
cut
good.
myself.
Good.
And even though I'm a little worried, There's only one way to find out what this sword can actually do.
One.
And luckily, it went through the watermelon without problem.
Yeah, I don't know, Chad. Look at the shape that watermelon is in. You can see the cuts. You can see the cut, but it's not all the way through, right? He didn't slice through it. He just hacked it off with impact. Rip. Yeah, he's just like bludgeoning it. Is that the word? It's smashing. It's a cool idea. I think it might just be technique of like knowing how to use a sword and how to like direct the blade and the force to go through something cleanly. Scandalous! Welcome back in. It's good to see you. How are you? Saddies. It's otherwise dull. Maybe the edge isn't sharp enough. Because if he can handle it without gloves, that means it's not sharp enough. Like blades will cut you if you're not even touching it.
And luckily, it went through the watermelon without problems. It doesn't cut clean, probably because of the thickness of the blade. And the fact that the blade bends a lot. But so far, it cuts.
Sorry,
Wait,
I'm premature.
Next, pumpkin. Hardness 5 out of 10.
Isn't that a papaya?
And this is not a normal pumpkin, besides the shape. But even my supersonic chain whip struggled to slice one piece. It's like, it's way harder
This is
than it looks.
vegetable abuse.
And yet, the katana actually sliced this one. And also pretty easily.
Oh, Pog!
The cut
Yo.
is also fairly clean this time. And
Nice.
once again, the blade is completely fine. Now, I'm getting to the hard targets though. The next one is a wooden plank. And it's
man.
pretty thick too.
Yeah.
So, I think there are 3 possible ways this can
It's
go
a
down.
squash?
The katana
Okay.
could snap and break in half. It could bend pretty badly and stay bended. Or, but it's unlikely, it will break the wood. To find out, I set up the wooden plank and I fixed the bottom and the top so that it doesn't move when I hit it.
Nice.
The problem is that I still haven't figured out how strong this blade actually is. And at this point, I really have no idea what's gonna happen.
Alright, let's just do it.
3,
3,
2,
2,
let's go.
1.
And well, I wasn't expecting
That's not
that.
bad.
It doesn't even have...
Close your mouth, my dude. Wait, that's actually not bad. It's not a clean cut again, but you can see that it went through a good chunk of the wood thickness. Yo. So he actually swung through that. Yeah, I mean, like, typical katanas do bend a little. I remember reading about this when, I think, when Japan was getting invaded back in the days. A lot of the Western swordsmen couldn't keep up with Japanese samurais because the style of samurai at the time and their sword allowed for bending. So you could, like, you never stop. Like, your typical knight movements is you swing and then you stop and you get back up. But the samurai technique was more like fluid and you just keep going because their swords had more flexibility. He just smashed it in half? Okay. Can I just appreciate for a second? I know I'm yapping. I appreciate for a second that he, like, his testing is a lot more methodical, I think, than I did a thing. It seems like it's more methodical because he actually, like, nails down everything and, like, takes precautions. I appreciate that. I did a thing is very interesting. That man is unhinged. But sometimes it's also good to have, like, hinged experiments. Yeah. Katanas are made for slashing, which doesn't work against armor. Makes sense. Oh, okay, I see. Man, some Warners in chat. Okay, I don't know what I'm talking about. I just remember reading about it in a Reddit thread once. Which is a very a legitimate information source, and it's very credible, and I definitely know what I'm talking about. Yep.
Nothing. I completely destroyed that and then
I wouldn't say
And
completely.
the edge of the blade is absolutely perfect. So I think I definitely underestimated this thing.
Let me try again. I'm gonna try to break that piece.
I thought it was maybe just a fluke, so I hit the plank again. And the same thing happened.
This is the mark he left.
Yeah,
The
it
wood
just
is
doesn't look
broken,
very sharp.
and the blade is not even dented. At this point, I only got the two hardest targets left. So I quickly went back to the shop and I smoothed the edges of the handle. And now I got something like this. And I wasn't expecting it, but this handle works just as well as the old one. And so I can move on with the next test. This is a ballistic dummy. It has a layer of ballistic gelatin, which should
what?
simulate muscle
Ballistic?
tissue, and it also simulates bones.
I'm gonna hit it twice. Once here on the neck,
Oh my
where
god.
there's a lot of
Yo,
gelatin,
let's go,
and then
seppuku!
once on the skull.
But on another human
I
being.
think it's gonna break. Hit one, neck.
I'm checking the blade right away.
Paint. Paint. Oh man. Getting your head like hacked off with a dull thing is so painful. I know it was a joke. I know seppuku is not in the neck. I know it's in the tummy. It's in the stomach. Oh my god. The sheer willpower to do seppuku on yourself is crazy. That shit hurts. And you can't even like pull it out because it's supposed to be shameful if you do. My god. Ugh. I can't even stand this paper cut. Yeah, that number with the squares. Yeah. Number game with the squares. Seppuku. He stops the swing on hit because of the impact rather than follows through. I think he needs to sharpen that sword. It looks kind of dull, actually.
Away to see if it's chipped or cracked, but it's perfect.
Alright.
Also, the dummy looks fine though. It didn't seem like the blade went through.
It just went
first.
boing.
Oh yeah, I caught it. Oh no way.
And then I saw it.
I don't know if
Oh.
you can see, but I got it right here.
And it turns out the
Yeah,
katana
stick
not
your
only
finger in that
sliced
man's
the gelatin
neck.
and went deep,
Oh my god.
but it actually shattered the bones below it. That is a piece of bone.
It's insane because
Oh.
after the handle I thought it was gonna be an absolute fail.
And instead, the edge of the
That's
katana
hard.
was as sharp as when I started testing it.
This thing is insane. I love it.
Anyways,
I love it.
now I'm gonna go for the head.
3,
Ready?
2, 1.
Concussion get. Concussion
Now,
time.
a red thing is coming out of the head of the ballistic dummy, and I wasn't expecting it. So I'm switching to zombie mode for the next shots to make YouTube happy. And here, you can kinda see the damage. The skull got cracked from here to here, and there is a deep cut where the katana hit. And the
My
katana
God,
itself,
getting hit with this is like the most painful form of death. You have everlasting damage. Even if you survive, you'll never be the same. But it's not like a decisive death. Yikes. Hey Jacob, how are you? Welcome in. Ay, ay, ay. Anyway, let's finish
even after
this.
hitting the bone, doesn't even have a scratch on it. This thing is crazy. The last target though is a brick. Hardness 10 out of 10.
I wanna read
this
some
is
of the
clearly a
comments.
dumb test. I shouldn't do this. But so far, the katana destroyed everything without getting damaged. So where is the limit? I wanna find that. I already know the edge is probably gonna get damaged, but I can always fix that by resharpening it. But I wanna see if it's gonna crack or break. And I hope not.
It's like a glass bat. Yeah,
Chosen a smaller brick
someone
to
earlier
crack.
said bro just made a
I
hammer
got the
but in
thickest
sword
one I could
shape.
find instead. Anyways, after a bit of mental preparation, I loaded my swing and I hit the brake as hard as I could.
Oh, rip. Rip. Oh.
Honestly, this is a win. Little chips and damage on the brick.
Now, I want to also try to hit a smaller brick and see what happens to the katana and the brick. And this time,
Ooh!
the katana actually broke the brick. And the katana,
Hold on.
and this time,
He approached it horizontally, but the break
the katana
is not horizontal, so it didn't slash. Chat, are we a bunch of haters? It's still really, really cool that he made this happen. It's still really freaking cool that he made all of this. I feel like such a hater.
Actually broke the break.
This is more than I could
and
ever
I was
do.
definitely happy about it. But the best part for me is not even the broken break. It's the fact that after all that, this is the only damage on the blade. Then I went back to the workshop, and after fixing it and polishing it, the blade itself has a few scratches, but the edge is basically brand new. Next, I'm gonna build an insanely powerful slingshot. Subscribe to see when it will come out.
Oh, I didn't expect that ad for his next video. I was like, what? Big balls? You got my attention. Well then, chat, I guess we'll watch some big balls later. Big balls, 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 balls.